How would you react standing in front of a literal goddess? Because that's what it felt like when Debbie was standing before the supposed warlord of Tokyo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Tokyo Ghost. If you are lost in the sauce, go check out my previous videos or the Tokyo Ghost playlist to catch up, because I promise you would want to catch up. This book gets freaking insane. Now, get your popcorn and let us begin, because Debbie is in the thick of it, surrounded by armed forces of Tokyo. She was looked at as the enemy. She was found with a goddamn rifle. But the beautiful warlord wasn't even stressed. She wasn't even threatened. With the wave of her hand, the very earth itself stretched up and grabbed the rifle from Debbie. Debbie was too stunned to speak. What the hell was that? The warlord just grabbed her hand with a smile and said, "Come with me," taking her and Dent into her city, into her kingdom. They followed because they knew if they made the wrong move right here, right now, they were probably going to die. You could call it fear, but mostly Debbie was curious, and her curiosity was rewarded because what she saw was everything she had dreamed of. A city primarily occupied by the green. No tech, no screens, just green and people. Dent, of course, was hating. Come on. This place is idiotic. Debbie had to slap his neck like, bro, shut the fuck up and enjoy this, because this is heaven, bro. But even in heaven, there are always some angels that do not like outsiders. One guy sighted Dent and instantly was struck with fear. He knew Dent. His eyes, everything about him said he knew Dent. Walking up to him, he said, look at me and act like you do not remember what I am. Who I am, what you did to me. Dent was confused. I don't know you, bro. He must have realized he was making a mistake, because instantly he played it like he was joking. Yeah, welcome, new guy. If you need anything, ask him. And the leader, the warlord, said to him in a calm voice, watch yourself, act with respect, and do not dishonor me. And he walked off, but Dent was still pissed. Now, if I ripped him apart, I'll be rude. If I beat him down like an animal, I will be the bad guy. Leader looked at him and said, of course, you have to act better than your baser instincts. Now, allow me to go meet my family, as her son ran towards her. You guys are allowed to stay as long as you want. Have fun, be merry, but don't bring pain to my people. And silently left, going back to her apartment. Dent and Debbie were provided a place to stay, but Dent was as untrustworthy as ever, and he was very sick. The withdrawals were becoming heavy on him, but most of all, he did not trust her. He did not trust this place. They had a mission to complete, and it seemed very obvious that only him was planning on sticking to the mission, because Debbie loved it here. And Dent, he was literally dying. The sickness was getting worse and worse, and it reached a tipping point where he couldn't even breathe. He was drowning in throw up. Debbie didn't know what to do. This was different. He was addicted to tech, yes, but he was also addicted to the steroids he was taking to keep his muscle volume to the max. Finally realizing that she needed help, she called some samurais and they took him to the leader's house. She was the only one that could help at this point, but even the leader could tell he was never worth it. Not only was this brother fucked up on juice, he was also sick, very sick. But Debbie, being the good girl she was, would never leave him, and she made it clear that he deserved to be saved. So the leader said, I will heal his body, but it will be up to him to heal his mind. And she agreed. But she didn't know the waiting was going to be the hardest part. Every single day, wondering if he was ever going to wake up, watching the little kids play outside, reminiscing on her time with him when they were younger. Everything changed one day when he finally did. He just woke up in the best condition of his life. The funniest part, he lost weight. Not even weight, he lost muscle. He was no longer a hulking giant. He was now smaller. He was still a G, but he was smaller. With his newfound health, he was happy as well too. This was a new Dent, no longer burdened by his rage and the drugs and the muscles. He was just a man. And now This man was making connections. He was enjoying his life. Everything wasn't just rosy though, because the day he decided to start moving, start being active, start fighting, he noticed instantly he wasn't the G he thought he was. I mean, he could still fight, but he didn't have the speed. He didn't have the endurance, the muscles. He didn't have his nanites, and he didn't want to feel weak ever again. Frustrated, he went to enjoy the moonlight, but he wasn't angry. He was disappointed. He didn't like feeling like this. He thought he was different. He thought he could finally protect her. Everything, every stress, every blood he has ever shed was just to feel like he could protect the ones he cared about, that he could protect her. She didn't give a shit. She loved them regardless, and he wondered why. Why are you doing all this for me? Why do you think I'm worth loving? I have put your ass through so much. But again, she didn't care. She loved him regardless. And in that moment, finally, his mind was open. He finally saw the one thing that stood in front of him this whole time. She was the reason he was alive. He loved her fully, and he made up his mind to stay here with her. Fuck the mission. Let's live our lives. And so both of them enjoyed the moonlight together. But at the end of the day, as long as our MCs are happy, there is always someone hating. The samurai from earlier missing a leg? Yeah, he had a plan. In the shadows watching them, he was hating with all of his heart. How dare you act like you do not recognize me? I will make you pay, Dent, 'cause I know what you are, and you will not corrupt this haven. You will die. And that is it for this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well, and drop a comment below. Tell me what you think, what I could do better, and what you would like to see. We are a family after all.